Welcome to Real Messy Moms, a funny and honest mom podcast about motherhood, parenting, and real mom life.
We're two moms sharing the chaos, the laughs, and all the real talk about raising kids, parenting struggles, and the ups and downs of modern motherhood.
So grab your coffee and join us for some real mom talk.
Cheers. Cheers. We kind of teased this in episode 4 that said we were going to do it, but it took us a few episodes to actually get into this.
Pump the brakes because I'm pretty sure you teased it in episode 2.
Yeah, okay.
And
So
then again in episode 4.
Yeah, we're here now.
We're here.
We made it to talk about husbands/dads.
Yep. So first things first is shout out to the partners.
Shout out. My husband did something really nice this week.
Okay.
So for people that don't know us, I've been married for 4 years, with my husband for 6 years. What about you?
I've been with my husband for
2 decades.
15 years.
Almost.
Almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
15 years. We've been married for 10. This summer will be 11 years.
That is amazing.
Thanks.
And you guys are still really cutely in love.
I mean, we're gonna get a divorce next year, but no, I'm kidding.
No, they really do. I've seen it.
Well,
his face lights up when you walk in the
I
room.
mean, as it should.
My husband still
Wait, I
still
want to
has
hear.
moments.
I want to
What?
hear what he did really nice to you.
Oh,
Right.
yes, sorry. I started commuting to work,
Mhm.
as we all know, and my car runs out of gas quite frequently. I think I've texted you probably at least once a week being like, "I have 1 kilometer left and I'm 50 kilometers from home. What should I do?"
Yeah. Full disclosure, I get a picture of an empty gas tank
Every few days.
every few days from
Which
now
is
on.
ironic because you drive a Tesla, so you don't have these problems.
And I just answered gas. What's that?
Yeah. So I'm bad at gas management. That's probably one of my flaws. I didn't get gas, and I was driving to work on Wednesday morning for my commuting day.
Mhm.
When I was going to bed, I was like, I know that I only have 15 kilometers, so I'm going to have to take the kids to get gas in the morning, which would just take extra time. And when I drop the kids off at 7:30, I have an hour and 2-minute drive, and I have to be there in an hour. So I'm already minus 2 minutes, which 2 minutes I don't really like. I don't work in a
Yeah.
job where they care about 2 minutes, but I'm already 2 minutes in
Yeah.
the
If you
negative.
add another 5 to 10 to stop and get
Yeah, and then I'm also giving up my coffee because then
Yeah.
it's then that's an extra 10 minutes in the drive-thru. So, we're going to bed. It's 10:30 at night. My husband is downstairs. I text him and I'm like, "Fuck, I forgot to get gas." So I was like, I drive a car that has an app, so it alerted me, which is really nice. I have alerts set up. It fucking texts me when it needs gas, and I still
Love
can't
that.
figure it out. So I get a message. It's like, "You're low on gas," and I was like, "Okay." So I've committed that I'm gonna have to do this in the morning, which I'm dreading. So I go to sleep, I wake up, my husband's gone in the morning, I'm getting the kids, and I'm looking, and I don't know what prompted me to look at my app, but I get in and it's you have 600 kilometers. And so I text my
Ooh.
husband and I'm like, "Did you put gas in my car or did a miracle happen?" He's like, "I went out at 11:30 and got gas for you." And I was like, "You are the MVP." It's
Yeah.
those things, like, th that are, so attractive to me is, the mental load that I didn't have to stop and get gas. It's such a small step.
Acts of service, though.
Yeah.
Ugh, chef's kiss.
Mhm.
Acts of service. That's definitely, I think, a huge love language,
What is
if not
your
number 1.
I think that there's such a pressure, and I think it stems from social media, that there's, a pressure to hate your husband when you're in
Yeah,
this, phase of motherhood, and I feel like some husbands are not great, so we'll, weed
that's
out
fair.
those, but there's such a, stigma that, because you're a dad or that you're a husband
Mhm.
in today's society, you get, bashed and hated on,
Mhm.
and there's, such a pressure to, "Oh, my husband's golfing," or, doing this, and I sometimes when I see, reels shared with me or whatever, sometimes I relate to the husband. I'm constantly, booking things outside of the
Mhm.
home and, my husband watches the kids. not to say, like, it's very balanced, but, like, he pulls just as much weight
Yeah.
in our, like, childcare and, like, that kind of stuff that I feel like we are fortunate we love
Yeah.
a good husband, we love a good dad, but I feel sometimes, like, in mom circles that I go to and we have discussions with like, people start bashing their husbands and like, "Oh, my husband's awful," and blah, 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 and they don't
Oh,
care and that.
that's
It kind
terrible.
of, like, fuels you to be like, "Oh, yeah," like, and kinda,
And
like,
then he
get
does
mad.
this and
And then, like, they're put under the microscope, right? And, like,
Mm,
I think I envision, like, when my husband gets together with his buddies, like, they're not shit talking their
no,
wives. Maybe
no.
they are, but, like,
Yeah.
I think that there's just, like, a societal
Societal pressure.
sure to be mad at dads for, like, existing.
Listen, nobody's perfect, and I'm sure they do bitch about us to who, I don't know. Maybe they're moms. I don't know. Maybe that's why the mother-in-laws don't like us. Just kidding. My mother-in-law and are besties. But we like there's certain things that we even will bitch about to each other, but like all in
Oh,
all,
yes, we don't like we love our husbands every day, we don't like them every day.
listen, shit happens.
Mhm,
But I think the general statement of like husbands are bad, they do no good, like that sort of thing. I get what you're saying, and it is very like pumped into, the like media or social media or whatever. But it's not all bad. But I think that also goes back to a lot of people get together, have a year together, are engaged within a year, and then get married after a year. They either wanna start families or they get later in life, but
mhm,
they do that, and Tim and I talk about this all the time, is that a lot of people that we realize are quite unhappy in their marriages or constantly complain about their partner or whatever, have only been together probably about a year before they got married, before they had kids, which
mhm,
puts a whole new set of pressure on your marriage and your relationship, right? Children and having them and parenting and co-parenting and things like that. And so we notice a trend of like that short time that you spend together, you're still in the honeymoon phase. So you're
mhm.
not actually learning each other until you're already married or you already have a child. And that I think puts all of these pressures all at once while you're going through these phases of like ebbs and flows of just getting to know someone and getting to a routine that's proper and outside of this bubbly romantic, the first year together. I think that's like a huge portion of things.
You also, in my opinion, have to live together for a good chunk of time.
Agreed.
But, shifting gears to, like, postpartum, this might be, like, a controversial opinion, but a lot of people use the phase roommate stage. So
Mhm.
when you're having a baby, and I guess the roommate stage for people that don't realize it is, like, you basically are roommates, like,
Mhm.
you're coming and going and, like, living separate lives. I think the roommate stage isn't terrible.
Okay.
And I think that because when you have a baby and you have, like, young kids and everything, I didn't mind that roommate stage where we just focused on, like, our child
The
and the
routine.
routine, and I loved the fact that my husband was, like, involved in, like, the housework and, like,
Mhm.
those things in the house, and yes, like, there was, like, romance behind the
Of
scenes
course.
when, like, we had time and, like,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, but we were really good at the roommate stage
Yeah.
in that, like, 1 to 6 months after having a baby
Yeah.
both times, where we just, like, leaned into it and we're like, "Cool, like, once the kids go to bed, you have your, like, personal time." He goes down to the basement
Yeah.
and, like, does stuff. I'm, like, watching, like, my girl shows or
Yeah.
whatever, and, like, that short phase of time, as long as you're able to, like, get into it and then get out of it, isn't, like, terrible.
So you mentioned a couple things that I want to touch on. One was the like responsibilities. We don't necessarily have equal parenting, but that's because I leave a lot of what I call the blue jobs to Tim. And it's a lot of the like budgeting, financial, like if a bill comes in, like it goes straight to him. I don't even look
You
at
don't
it.
do that? Okay, I
He
do that.
So this is the thing is like he has a lot of those tough roles and deals with all of the bills. I'll send him the money and he knows what to pay. Like that's just like my 'cause I'm a girl. I don't wanna think about that stuff. I'm just a girl. But then, like, I'll take on the more of the weight with Carter, right? And, like, mental load of all of his meals and prepping the making sure the diaper bag's full, like, all of those little things that he now then doesn't have to think of, so it's a balancing act. So it doesn't have to be equal parenting,
But
just
that's
that
equal parenting. It's equal
it's a
household
thank you.
equal household. And
Equal
that's what we
housing.
like, equal where you both feel you bring
It's like equal
and
marriage,
carry.
equal
Yeah.
partnership.
I believe in, like, equality in a sense, so I appreciate that. Like, I think that you also have to have high expectations of your partner. Like, we there's, like, I don't know what the saying is, but, like, we give 100% to our marriage. It's not 50-50. Like,
Yeah.
we give 100% to our household all the time. We also really prioritize our family time.
Mhm.
Like, we really hunker down on weekends, and, like, I know my husband by the end of the week, he needs, like, some downtime on Saturdays and Sundays.
Mhm.
So I, as a courtesy, and because I know him, I don't book a lot of things on the weekend unless I have to. And if I book something Saturday and Sunday, I feel bad because
Mm.
I know he needs, like, that downtime just to, like,
That's fair.
kick around the house. We're homebodies, though.
Yeah.
We don't like to leave the house.
If Carter wakes up in the morning on the weekend and we know that other person, like, needs
Had
to
a rough
sleep,
night? Yeah.
we'll go up and we'll get him and we'll bring him downstairs and have do breakfast and stuff like that while the other person, like, catches some Z's. Like, that we'll do that for each other. And it's just like an unspoken, it's not like, "You've got this one today." You know what I mean? Like, the
Mhm.
person will
There's
just
no
get up and do
resentment.
it.
No resentment.
And no resentment, no. We just have, like, a good nonverbal communication, let's call it.
Mhm.
And I think that's super important.
The other thing I love about, um our relationship, and I think you have the same because 'cause we've talked about this offline, is that I don't wanna, like, have to leave my husband a training manual when I, like, leave the
No.
house. Like,
Yeah,
he knows how many ounces of formula he
100%.
drank, how to make the bottle, like, how to do all of those
Yeah.
things. He knows, like, when he packs the kids, like, he can do drop off. Like, I could drop dead tomorrow, and he would, like, know all of the kids' routines.
No.
He wouldn't know how to pay the hydro bill, but I'm sure they'll call
See,
him
it's
or
the complete
something.
opposite in our house.
I pay all of the bills,
That's
and
wild.
I think we just, like, lean into what we're good at.
In regards to, like, helping out or just doing things when you don't ask, when I first had Carter, Tim was only able to it was a really busy season in his line of work, so he was only able to take, like, 4 weeks off with me.
Mhm.
Um, and every single day for the first, like, 6, maybe even, like, 10 months postpartum, he would wake up in the morning. I would be sleeping with the baby because I'd have been up all through the night
Yeah.
feeding him. And he would go downstairs and he would make me breakfast and he would leave it in a little Tupperware, like bedside for me. So I would wake up for the morning feed, and while I would feed Carter first thing in the morning, I would get a fresh, warm breakfast in bed. And he would already be at work out the door, like starting his day, but he would do that for me every morning. And he woke up a little extra early so that I
Mhm.
would
It's the little
have
things.
that. And it was his idea. Like, it wasn't like I asked for this. Like, he was just like, you know what? You're doing all the night stuff, you're feeding our child, let me feed you. And I think, like, that, like, it literally almost brings a tear to my eye just thinking how thoughtful that was.
Mhm. Our youngest, horrible sleeper. I can count on one hand how many nights he's, like, slept from putting down to
Crazy.
wake up. And I, earlier this year, like, reached a breaking point where I was like, "I cannot do these nights." And now he's down to, like, 1 wake up, which
Huge
is, like, a
win.
huge win for us, yeah. My husband does them now because
Love it.
I am, like, fully back to work, commuting, and so for the last, like, 3 or 4 weeks, he's been doing all of um, the wake ups with the little one, and it works out.
It actually is a really good setup, and, like, if
Mhm,
he is okay that way, then that's a really great thing especially for you, like, in getting into a new routine and everything, and
mhm.
that's great. I
I
really
just
love that.
felt like starting a new job, I've been a lot more mentally drained. It's
Mhm.
just a lot of, like, absorbing stuff, so he's really, like, picked up the slack, which is really nice,
That's
and
great.
it's really helpful. I feel like mental load is such, like, a buzzword in the mom community because
Wait, but you say that we've mentioned it like 5.
I know, it
different
is a
levels.
buzzword. I I
It's a
think it's
valid buzzword.
yes, I'm not saying it's a bad
Okay.
thing. I'm not I think that the mental load was one of the things that I, like, didn't think about, and it
No.
sneaks up on you.
Mm,
I think that it's a part of life that it just comes with parenting.
yeah.
I think that there needs to be more acceptance in, like, workplaces and friendships
Mhm.
and, like, all of that for, like, that mental load, and sometimes I find myself so frustrated with my husband because he doesn't necessarily see the same and feel the same mental load. And I'm learning to just accept that there's the mental load of our family that I carry just from, like, remembering
Mhm.
everything for everyone, but he carries different like, he contributes in other ways.
Yeah.
And so, for example, like, my husband does bath time every
Mhm.
day, and he packs the bags, and he
Mhm.
does pickup, and while he doesn't carry the same quantity of mental load that I do, he does
Physical
do a
load.
lot of, like, extras. What's something that Tim does that makes your everyday mental load lighter?
Honestly, I think it goes back to a lot of the, like, the blue jobs, we call it. If there's, a bag of garbage that needs to go out, leave it at the front door, it just disappears. The
Mhm.
garbage fairy gets it, like, things like that. He does a lot of the blue jobs that, like, alleviate some of the mental load. I think too, for me, the mental load is like what is gonna entertain Carter. So, like, especially when I'm, like, baking and things like that, or, like, big sourdough maker. So when I make my bread, it takes like 48 hours from, the start to the finish of the loaf. And um he like I know that if I'm like, okay, I gotta make, a couple loaves for XYZ or like friends or whatever, he's
XYZ is my husband.
her husband, the Christmas party, like fucking who knows. Um, he knows like, okay, I'm on duty and like that's it. Like he's playing with them, he's entertaining them, he'll take them outside, he'll play hockey with them, like whatever. So like just knowing that like Carter's having a great time because I'm stuck in the kitchen, like that is a great mental load relief for me.
This is so silly, but he takes care of brushing the kids' teeth.
I kind of love that.
You love
Except when
brushing their teeth, or you love that he takes care of brushing their
both
and he, like, likes doing it, like, he's excited to brush their teeth, and I'm like, I don't and not to say I don't like brushing their teeth, it's just, like, that
extra thing
it's just,
before.
like, one
Yeah.
extra thing.
Well, and also I kinda do understand because like, your children don't love sleep, whereas, like, mine, like, you place him in the bed and he's like right?
Yeah.
So, I get it that it's, like, one more, like, barrier before you get to the bed where then you have
Mhm,
to, like, fight with them or whatever to sleep. So I can fully understand that.
mhm. The other thing that he does is, like, he knows how to get out of the house, like, when we need to
Mm,
get from, like, home to so if we wanna take the kids to Costco or we wanna go out for dinner, he's like, "Okay, I've got the snacks packed." Like, I he does all of those, like,
yeah.
steps,
See,
which is,
that's
like,
great.
super nice. I don't have to, like, reiterate the same things over and over again, and that's, like, so attractive to me.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we have teased a few times that we're gonna get the dads on here, and we aren't lying.
Yeah,
We have to coordinate a time and a
because we gotta get
place.
babysitter.
We got you gotta get a babysitter. We're in
Y
my house. Or are we
yeah,
not being here? TBD. But
TBD.
regardless,
Somebody has to get a babysitter.
somebody has to get a babysitter. We have to get both men on board, possibly a couple drinks beforehand so
They
they
have to
can
be in
like
the mood,
loosen up. They also have only met each other once,
and that
right?
was at my son's birthday party,
At your
so,
son's
like,
birthday. So like
he my husband had all his, like, friends there too, so it was, like, a bit
they don't
different.
like truly know each other.
No.
But we are gonna get them on here, sooner rather than later, ideally the episode after this. We have to find some really good questions to ask them. I think you're gonna interrogate Tim about his milk obsession.
Yes! So, he likes 3% milk?
He doesn't even he loves milk.
Like, how much milk is your family drinking?
Well, so Carter only has a cup a day or something. Tim, on the other hand, will drink probably 3 to 4 glasses at minimum per day. Yeah. And like the cups, like a
Okay, so
glass.
do you buy cartons of milk or you buy
No,
the
the
bags?
bags.
You buy the
And a
bags.
bag will last like, the bag of 3 bags will last us, like, a week.
A week.
Yeah.
And he drinks 2%, 3%?
3%. So, what do we think? You're gonna interrogate him about milk. I think that Tim's gonna talk about sports and putting your children in sports and especially like the discipline that they learn. Not only from like his experience in sports and like, but also being a coach and like understanding child development. Tim also really wanted to be a teacher. So he's like really great with kids and children and anything like youth related. And so I think he's gonna talk about, like, that and what it teaches them and the values behind it. That's my
I think
hypothesis.
RJ will talk about how much he wants to quit his job and take our kids to a farm and homeschool them.
Okay.
Wants
Uh,
to live on a farm, wants to have 3
but,
kids.
like, parenting related, what do you think? Or partnership related, what do you think?
I think he will talk about how much of a pain of an ass it is to be married to me.
So, really excited. We have to now take
Find a
all this,
day.
find a day. We have to find some interrogating questions for them. I think what we should do is, like, each, like, interview each other's spouses and see if they answer honestly.
Yes.
But, like, on the same. Well, do you think we can all fit on this couch? I don't know. Tim's a very large man. We're gonna have to, like, back the camera up, figure something out.
Yeah,
But
the big
regardless,
comfy
I'm really
couch.
excited.
I'm excited
I
too.
think it's gonna be fun.
I think it'll be funny. Like, I think we're
I
gonna
think
have
so
a
too.
fun time. And if they get no views or listens or whatever
Cut
you
it.
call it, they're never coming back.
Never ever. I mean, we
No.
could make it a series, but it really just depends on you guys if you like it.
Yeah. And if you have any questions for our husbands,
Yes. Yeah.
now's your chance because you'll get to listen to this episode before we record the next
Before they're
one.
in there.
So
Absolutely.
DM us. What do the kids say? Slide into my DMs.
Yes, but going back to our original conversations about, partnerships and husbands, and I don't think anyone should feel like pressured to like bash their partner. I think every partnership's different, every
And it's
relationship's
okay to
different.
be in love, like still be in love after having
100%.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be like doom and gloom.
No, I love when people they're having like a good time with their
Yeah.
husband and like they
Tell me
want
about
to.
it.
Yeah. But I also recognize not every marriage is like a super happy marriage and some
100%.
people really struggle. And I think that there's a lot of great resources, whether it's like counseling or that kind of stuff, like not to
Or
like
even
get
just
into that.
friends. Like,
Yeah. And like don't compare yourself to things
mhm.
online. So like we can sit here and talk about, like, how great our husbands are, but, like, I will be the first one to admit, like, it's not always, like,
No, you should see our
rainbows and
text
kittens and
messages.
stuff, like, we do, like, have
We bitch and moan, but, like, it's part of the like I said, the ebbs and flows, and you go through it, and there's always gonna be one thing that pisses you off because maybe you're irritated about something totally unrelated, and
Mhm.
your husband just, like, dropped the sock before the laundry hamper, and you're like, "Well, that's the last fucking straw," you know?
Yeah,
And you go off, but then there's other days where he makes you breakfast in bed, and it's all just part of the game.
it is, and I think that, you can get really sucked in, especially on social media, of, like,
Mhm.
just seeing people's highlights and happy moments,
Mm.
that everyone's just doing the best they can.
I think so too.
But we love a good dad and a good husband.
Moral of the story,
I will say that, like,
love
all
a
the
good dad.
time. We love a good dad. So, anyways,
Until
that's
next
it.
time,
Cheers.
cheers.
Our empty glasses.
That means it was a good show.
Yeah. We'll see you next time for more real talk about motherhood and parenting.